Oh, we're talking questions with coffee. Q&A, here we go. Answering fitness, nutrition, and mental health questions for you. I have some questions that people have asked me, but also just want to do a stream today on this happy Easter 2025. I just want to say how grateful and appreciative I am towards everything. Thank God for everything. Thank you guys for everything, and just everything that we've have. I'm very grateful for it. So, with that said, let's carry on to some questions. If you have a question, please pop into the chat. Let me know what it is. I'll put a little bit of this. Again, this is last minute, guys. This was not planned. Never is, but my other stuff sometimes is planned. And now we're gonna get text messages. Hold on one second. Let me know where you guys from, where you riding from, what are you doing things, how do you open up the chat, please, if anyone knows how to do that. Let me know how you do that. Ooh, I got it. I think I got it. I'll pin it. Okay, I think I did it right. So, if you've never been to the channel, obviously, I'm new to you. If I'm new to you, I am a trainer. I am a coach. I've been doing this since 2009. I'm out here in Las Vegas. So if you're from Las Vegas, comment Vegas. If you're from somewhere else, comment where you're from. I'm just having coffee. And while this builds up, I'll tell you a little bit of a story of why I'm doing this, because mentally, I haven't been there. I haven't been connected to the world, right? I've been very cloudy, very anxious, very, I could even say depressed, right? But a lot of people think depression is like, oh, I'm going to paint my nails black. I guess it is. I can't get off the couch. I'm going to stay in the dark. Sometimes depression is that, but sometimes depression is just like, what is going on with my brain today? What is going on with my brain this week? And why do I have no energy, or I just don't feel good? And I'm not as excited as stuff as I used to be 2 days ago. Well, that's also can be depression, right? Depression doesn't only have to be what you think an image of depression is, like a kid hanging out, like just hunched over on a wall, but for me, it affects my training. Right? And that's where it's almost like it's counteractive or counterproductive, because like you don't want to do work, but you really want to do work, but you can't do work. Does that make sense? Like I want to do my workout, but I can't because I have no energy to do so, nor any ambition to do so. But the body's just not letting me. So I have to be stronger mentally there, but mentally I'm broken. Weird, right? It's such a weird like world that we live in. And if you didn't know this, I do live with bipolar. Something I found out later in my late 30s that I had it. I've never understood what bipolar was, and I just thought it was someone that was like, hey, he's mad 1 minute, and then he's happy the next, so it kind of is, but I didn't understand exactly what it was. I just thought I had superhuman powers. I thought I was just a person that was beyond things and can do stuff. And then I found out it was why I had these swings, or like these episodes, right? I'd have this one where I'm manic, means like I can think of amazing things and I'm have so much energy. I don't even sleep. Like I go days without sleeping and I'm just productive. I'm like, I can do this, and I can wake up and I do this, and I'm an amazing person. I have all these great ideas. I'm so creative. And then when I hit the depression phase, I'm like, I can't do nothing. I can't see, I can't breathe, I can't do nothing. Oh man, is this on? Yeah, it's on. Just want to make sure. I hope it's on. I'm thinking it's on. Sorry if I hurt your ears on that one. So it takes a lot of strength to be there. And for me, it was a lot of practice. And I feel like whenever I get into those positions, it's the skills that I have learned, the skills that I have adopted, the skills that I have practiced that have helped me get through these hard times. And for me, this whole week was just like that. We had people and friends, and people are still here in Las Vegas visiting us from New Jersey, because I'm originally from New Jersey. I just moved out here about 3 years ago. And it's a lot of energy, right? To host and to travel and to be with people when you haven't really been with anyone, like haven't hung out with people in a long time. But when I do it, I'm so happy that they're here, so grateful to be with there. But it does extend the energy where my energy can be, has to be displaced, and that's kind of what I want to. If no one has a question, and even if no one shows up, that's fine. I have questions that people want to ask, and kind of we could start with that. Like, what do you do when you wake up from a mental fog? So a mental fog doesn't have to be a diagnosis, right? It doesn't have to be something that you have. It can just be you feel cloudy today, whether it's something you ate, you got some gut issue. You don't know. Sometimes we wake up, we're just cloudy because maybe we're tired, overworked, stressed out. But understanding how to deal with stresses is the main thing. And I always will say movement is key, right? Movement is the biggest thing that we can do to help us in anything, right? Anything. And it doesn't have to be the biggest. I'm gonna have some coffee. And I say coffee, some coffee, not coffee. Um, that we can do. Creates blood flow, gets the brain going, gets the body moving. The body's made for movement. If we just get up, have a coffee, sit down, not really moving, and I understand it's great. It's meditative. It's kind of things that you want to do and makes you feel good. It's like, all right, let me get a coffee, sit down, and then I'll watch TV, right? Now you're in a pattern of not moving. You're in a pattern of relaxation and comforting yourself, which is not a bad thing. But you always want to start the morning, especially since you said the morning, with movement. That can be arm circles forward, backwards, just swinging your leg back and forth, walking around this kitchen for a half an hour. It doesn't matter, right? Just getting the heart moving and letting it know that it's important it's alive, right? It's letting your body know it's alive and that it needs you to do stuff. There's so much you can do that doesn't have to be inside the gym, right? Because a lot of us will start finding the excuses behind it, like in the gym, and this is what I have to do in the gym, and take the gym out, right? Just whatever you have, and this doesn't have. Hopefully, sometime maybe you'll move towards the gym by developing these habits, but just by starting, by wiping out the excuses that your fucking brain gives you and just getting into some movement. A perfect example for me was yesterday. Yesterday I didn't want to do nothing, right? I didn't want to do nothing. And I had family here. We got a big day coming up, and I walk the dogs and usually use that as my warm up. Or if you have a dog, it's a perfect way to do it. Instead of just letting the dog out and shit in the backyard, get the dog on a leash and go take the dogs for a walk or your dog for a walk. Right? Take it around a block 2 times, 3 times for a 15 minute, whatever. They'll love you for it. You'll love you for it, and it gets your body moving. Once I do that, then I'll make the decision: am I going to lift now? And I really want to lift. So I set myself up to do it, and then I was like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. And I'm not like I'm a professional in this field, right? So just from me saying that, like, I want you to know you're not alone. Like, I'm a professional in this field, and I do this as a profession. I love it. But even for me, it is a struggle to sometimes get a workout in because I will say it later, right? I'll do it later. I'll do it later. You know what's going to happen? You're not going to do it later. It's not going to happen, right? So set the time, find it, do it. And for me, I just had to do it. And if it was just doing something, that's what I did. I did something. And that was a bench mixed in with a pull, mixed in with ab movement. And I did that for 15 minutes straight, right? High rep, nothing crazy, but that at least I got that part in after my warm up. So I got in a good 15, 20 minutes of strength work, and I called it. And then I said, if I get more later, I'll get more later. But if not, it doesn't matter because at least I did 15 to 20 minutes in the day. Now you could say it was a little longer because I did go for my walk. I did do my warm up, right? And then I got that block of strength training, which is important. But at my level, it's important. And if you're a beginner, you just have to start doing stuff. And if you need that help, just comment down below. Let me know for sure, and I'll send you some stuff. I got mad stuff. I got a lot of stuff for you to do. And a lot of people don't even use it. And that's what sucks, right? They have so much. But to get out of the mental fog, start moving. Move. Plan your day, right? Move and then write down what it is you're going to do for the day so it's out of your head. Everything from like going to get dressed for work, get to work, going to do this at work, going to hang out with just write it out. So all that shit's out of your head, right? And journal it out. When people say journaling is stupid, it's not, right? It's just a task that some people don't want to do. I feel like it's a daunting thing. So who wants to grab a pen? But you are journaling if you just list your stuff out, right? If you just list your stuff out, like, oh, I'm doing this day and this day, it'll map your day out. And now it's stuff that's usually clogging your mind up. It's now out of your head, right? And that's all you're trying to do. It's like you're trying to, my brother would say, clear away the cookies or delete the cookies. Not cookies in real life. Like in your computer, it saves cookies. It saves where your history was. It saves pictures. It saves all these little things. They call them cookies, right? And then it gets clear. And sometimes your computer will say, would you like to delete your cookies? And you'll be like, yeah, fuck that. Bing. And then all of a sudden, all your passwords are gone and all the websites take longer to load because you deleted the cookies. And now your computer runs a little bit more efficiently, right? So it's the same thing with your brain. Delete your cookies. Delete your cookies by journaling. Delete your cookies by writing out lists. Delete your cookies by meditating. You're clearing the cookies out of your head so your body and your brain work a little bit more efficiently. Now, you could do that by writing. You do that by praying. You do that by walking. There's a bunch of things you can do to clear out your cookies. So to clear that mental fog, which is pretty much data stuck inside our brain, let it go. I got a lot of boogers today, all the time. Let it go, and that'll help. That'll help. That's what helps me, right? That helps me in my mental fog. We're gonna move to a fitness question now. Fitness question: what's the best way to train if you're over 40 and feel beat up? Train again. That's the answer, right? If you're over 40, feel like shit, train again. You know why? Here's why. I'm gonna stand up really fast. I don't like sitting down too much. Oh, my hips are tight. So here's perfect. And I didn't even plan that, right? I didn't even plan that. Because it's the actual explanation of what it is I'm going to say, right? For me, if I'm over 40, I'm 47. If you don't know this, I'm 47 years old, going to be 48 in November. What? And when I feel stiff, when I feel shitty, when I feel bad, I get up and I move, right? I get up. Like I was getting stiff sitting on these chairs. Always feel stiff sitting on these chairs. So I'll just get up and I'll squat and I'll move and I'll do leg swings and I'll just move my arms and I'll get at it. But here's the main thing is that we have to move, right? I'm only sitting in this chair because the camera angle is what I need here. You have to move. And even on the days that you don't have, like a lot of people work out and do traditional, usually bodybuilding splits, especially if you're a guy and you're 40. For the most part, you're doing bro splits. If not, you're a runner. If not, you're doing some type of exercise. On the days that you feel beat up, you still have to move, but maybe not to the intensity that you normally do. So the only bad thing I will always say about bro splits, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing, is that we search for this never-ending increase of weight. Right? No programming at all. Just I'm going to keep increasing, thinking it's progressive overload, and it's not. Right? It's unwanted, uncharted progressive overload. And some days you're going to feel beat up because you're adding weight, you're adding reps, you're going heavier, going lower reps, using more strength, using more power. But you don't give your body that down, that low, that I don't want to say deload, but like that bottom time. And some days you just ain't going to feel it. But it doesn't mean we don't move, right? You can do 3 sets of push-ups, 3 sets of body weight squats, 3 sets of this. But the thing is, we don't think it's good enough, right? And that's a history thing. That's your past thing. That's something that's beating you up inside, that you're not good enough, right? And I'm talking to myself right here. And sometimes I have to do it to a point where I am just doing it for myself, right? I'm just doing it to feel good. And if you're over 40, you have to keep moving, whether it is a push-up, squat sequence, some type of an easy, we would call active recovery. So in my days, I have strength days, I have high intensity days, and then I'll have literally called active recovery days, where my sets are body weight squats, 3 for 10 or 3 for 15, depending on how I feel. Maybe I add a little bit of a weight there. I'll superset with some push-ups. Push-ups are about 15 to 20 because that's my good, sub-max reps. I'll do some inverted rows or TRX rows, suspension rows. I'll do reverse lunges, step ups, anything that kind of keeps a full body flow going with the same 5 pillars of strength. Now, if you don't know what I said there, let me know. I'll send you the program. Super simple, super easy, all body weight. All right, you can start the 6-week strength program I have, and it's all body weight stuff in the beginning to understand the basics. and start to do something. And I use my warm-ups as my workouts on my active recovery days. Band pull-aparts, keep the blood flow and keep the muscles triggering. Some people say it's like a triggering, I think, triggering sets. I don't remember. So that's also what I would do, or what I do on those days, are a lot of that active recovery. And when you do that, you create blood flow. You let the muscles and body and mind understand ranges that it may not have, right? A lot of mobility stuff isn't just stretching, right? People think it's mobility, so I'm just going to stretch. I'm going to do hamstring stretches, hip openers, this and that, this and that. It's not, right? A lot of mobility is just strengthening end ranges. So like getting into positions that are usually hard, but lightly getting into the end range of that and creating space, creating more movement inside that hip joint, that shoulder joint, right? Of course, there's more to mobility than just mobility because it depends on the person. Do you have injuries, past injuries? I don't know, inflammation, who knows, right? But for the most part, in the general sense, it's just finding ranges of motion that you can increase and loading those end ranges that kind of feel like it's short. So if I'm here, I'm like, I only got this. Well, then how do I get to here and just maybe stay here for a little bit and challenge the position and then get out, and then challenge the position again and then get out, and from there you'll open up a little bit more. So that's also what I would say active recovery works best for me is that. Nutrition question: what is your go-to high protein meal when life is chaotic? Shakes, 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 and shakes. When life is chaotic and I got to hit my protein goals, sorry, I'm not baking a chicken. I got two things, fairly simple. Two things, here it is. I'm going to have my naked whey protein, which I always use, naked whey protein, because there's only two ingredients in it: protein, whey, and then sometimes a sweetener like a stevia, or actually no, it's not stevia, it's coconut. They use coconut sugar in this one, but it's usually one or two ingredients. I always stay with the least chemically well, no, not because for my body. No, it's because I'm allergic to stuff, so I can't have the ones with all the crazy flavorings, even though I want them. Right? I do want them. Trust me. I love flavor. I love taste. It makes things better. I know it's not going to hurt me at the end because whey protein is probably the best supplement out there for you, proven to do so, on top of creatine and multivitamins. But that is my first one, is a whey protein supplement whenever life gets crazy. Number two, that's why they call it supplements, right? You don't want it to be the thing. You want to supplement the actual protein that you're supposed to be taking in. And the other one, easy, is eggs, except I drink them. So I don't know if you're that crazy or if you are rocky, but for me, I just crack eggs into a glass and then I drink them if I don't want to cook. And I'm God's honest truth that's what I do. Disclaimer, you may get sick. I'm not sure what your eggs look like. You don't have to do this. I love doing it because it's easy, but as well as you can also cook them when life gets it, or just get a good protein shake and you'll be fine there. That's the last question here. How do you manage anger without snapping on the people you love? That's the hardest. It's very difficult, right? And I have anger issues. It's a tough question. I'm not prepared. But I guess it goes back to the other one, is just practicing skills that I've learned in the past to control the anger that I want to give. And it's not towards my family, right? It's not like I'm going to get mad at my family. It's usually I'm mad at myself, or I'm mad at something that happened, or I'm just angry I don't understand why I'm angry, right? So I have to do things to diffuse my anger. I have to do things that can diffuse my my SUD score. So they would call that it starts with a D, can't think right now. I go outside. What I do the most is I wash my face. Like, I'll wash my face with cold water. I'll pour cold water on top of my head. No, it's not an ice bucket challenge. No, it's not Wim Hof. You're not going to the extreme, right? Sometimes I'll just take ice or something cold, rub my ears with it, or I'll go under the sink and pour some water on my head. It's not going to affect me. I have no hair, so I don't have to dry it. It's pretty simple. Or I'll take some ice and I'll wipe it on my face. Anything, right? And then I'll practice my breathing, and it will dissipate. It will go away. It's not immediate. People think like when you're angry, you do this stuff and it's like, it's gone. No, it's going to go from like level 9 to level 8.5. And then from 8.5, it's going to go to 7.9. Then from 7.9, it's going to go to 7.8, and something else is going to trigger you, and it's go back to 9. And then you got to breathe again, right? In order to get rid of your anger, there's no such thing, right? It's an emotion. And most of us try to ignore the fact that we're mad. And we think it's bad. And we think, no, we can't be angry. No, you can be angry because it's an emotion and your body feels it. What you have to do is you have to learn to, I can't think of the word, make it lower. You have to bring this level of anger down slowly. There's no such thing as going from angry to happy. No, the only way that happens is beating someone up and then you're just guilty, right? And that's not something you're going to do, right? That's something we ever advocate to anyone. If you're going to hit and you want that, and there's also another one which they call tip, right? There's another thing, but I'm not going to teach you that, right? Because, well, pretty much it's putting your body in cold temperature, right? After I do increase exercise, so increase your heart rate. So that's where I'll do like shadow boxing or hit the bag or hit the pillow, right? Progressive laying down. So then I breathe. I forget the steps of it. So again, I'm not a therapist. They do what they tell me. And then I chill out, pace breathing, and then I forget what the other one is. But I just lay down on the ground when I'm done. Right. So if I'm at that really extreme level of anger, those are the steps that I do. They call it TIP. You can look it up. Temperature, increased heart rate, pace breathing, and something else. I forget. And then from there, I'll lay down. And that will bring me from like a 10 to like an 8. But I still got to work down low. Right? But at least I'm not at the boiling point anymore. So if you want to know that, just try to keep your levels going lower and lower and lower by practicing skills. Is it going to happen in the first shot? No, probably not. It might work. Good for you. If not, you got to keep practicing when those things arise. So we have an arsenal of skills to use when emotions take over. Right? Anger is a huge emotion. It's a huge emotion that most people cannot control. But also, when's the last time you practiced trying to control it? Now, when you find that out, you become a powerful human being. Right? You'll be a person being able to help your kids rather than teaching them how to be angry too. You know, I love being angry. It's my best thing. Being angry is my best emotion, I think. It's a superpower. But with every superpower comes super responsibility. Huh? Web slingers, know what I'm saying? With great power comes great responsibility, right? And it's true. Anger is a superpower. It can get you through stuff, right? It can command you. It can help give you leadership and dominance. It can. But used in the wrong way, without practice, without skill, it can be very dangerous. And that's any emotion. It could be depression. It could be sadness. It could be happiness. Some people are too happy. What the fuck are you so happy about? Like, calm down, bitch. You know, what are you so happy for? You have to understand it's just an emotion. And it's your body just feeling. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what's your arsenal of skills to deal with those emotions? And that's where you win, right? That's where I'm winning, is practicing these skills, practicing these drills. I'm not successful some of the times, but most of the time I am. All right, so I'm going to head out of here. It is Easter. If you guys have any questions left over, please comment down in the chat. If you guys hung out for the rest of this video, stay still here. If no one even showed up, I don't care, because I'm happy that I get to talk to at least one person today. If that makes a difference in you, well then, thanks for coming out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Happy Easter. Have a great day.